We go to chapter 19, the role of entrepreneur, role of an entrepreneur. We talk about an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is an individual who sees a business idea and wants to make money from it. So there's always going to be an idea. So as soon as this idea comes in, then you start thinking about how to make money from it. That makes you an entrepreneur. Do you get the point I'm making here? An individual who takes the risk of setting up a business is an entrepreneur. But before you start that business, it would have come with a business idea. So that idea is what you use, what you want to make money out of. That is what business is about. Do you get it? So creating and setting up a business. The role of entrepreneurs. An entrepreneur is a person who has a business idea and wants to make money out of it by setting up a business. So the idea is there. You only have to make it empirical, make it practicable, so that people can start buying from you. So what are the roles of entrepreneur? One, innovators. Why do we call them innovators? We call them innovators because they come up with this idea. They create something out of nowhere and people start buying from them. This could be done through maybe research. They make research and they come up with. So you just have to find a gap. Research is about finding the gap in the market. Something is missing. So, to find out that this thing is missing, then that's the gap in the market. You try to fit that gap. You try to fill that gap. Filling that gap means you have started a business that will be able to cover that gap. That is what an entrepreneur will do. They observe the market and find out or figure out what the market needs. Then they make a business out of it. Is it clear? The second one, organizers. They are in charge of putting all the factors of production together. So we call them entrepreneurs because they control other factors of production like land, labor, and capital. They are in charge. They organize all these factors of production. Is it clear? Is it clear, please?
Yes.
The third one, decision maker. Because it's their business, they put money into the business. So decisions that are needed, crucial decisions within the organization, they make it. Regarding finance, recruitment, selection, they have to be in charge. Because it's their business. So they need to put the right people at the position, the right place. They need to know how to spend their money because it's their money. Is it clear? That's why I call them decision maker. And the last one is risk taker. They are risk taker because the business might fail. So it's a business and you don't know what will happen after now. Your customers are not your family. They are people that want to buy what you are selling. So they might not have empathy for you. You can't force them to buy what they don't want to buy. So that means you might lose, hello, are you here? That means you might lose your business. You might even lose sales because they don't have empathy. They only want your product. So if your product is not right for them, they will not buy. And you can't force them to buy. So that means if your business falls, you are likely to lose everything. Do you understand the point here? So they are risk takers because they are likely to lose all their money, all their hard-earned money to the business. Is it clear? Now go to the risk and reward for entrepreneurs. Setting up a business can be highly rewarding because the entrepreneur decides how the profit is being distributed. So the reward for entrepreneur is profit. So the profit you make, you decide on how to distribute it. If you think you want to share your profit with a lot of people, then you invite a lot of investors. But if you want to keep the profit yourself, you don't invite anybody. You use your money, then you make the reward. So that's why I'm saying an entrepreneur decides how to distribute the profit. Do you get it? When you have this, we talked about shared ownership the other time when we're talking about developing from an entrepreneur to a leader. So one of the difficulties is shared ownership. So for shared ownership, what does this simply mean? It means you have invited investors to join the business. And as soon as they join the business, profit will be distributed amongst you guys. That is shared ownership. So here, you can decide to leave your business the way it is. But if you want to increase the numbers of investors, you have to understand that you make more profit. At the same time, you have to share more, you have to distribute more profits too. You make more and you have to distribute it. So that's why you can decide how to distribute your profit. Is it clear? It simply means the entrepreneur works for themselves instead of other employers. Because you're an entrepreneur, you work for your business. Because you're an entrepreneur, you work for your business. So it means you decide your time. Whatever you need to do, you decide. Not your employers. But if you are working for your employers, they decide your time. They decide the time. But here, because you're an entrepreneur, You work, you decide the time to open, the time to close. It's your business. But you cannot decide for your employers. They tell you the time to open, the time to close. So this is also rewarding because it means you have your time to yourself. However, being an entrepreneur is risky as there is a possibility that the business will fail. And if it does fail, it affects the entrepreneur. So it's likely the business fail. Because the opposite of success is failure. So if the business fails, it affects the entrepreneur. Because it's the entrepreneur that has the money. Now that the business is failing, then your money is going. But if it succeeds, that's the reward for being an entrepreneur. But if the other thing happens, then you lose all your money. Aside that, being an entrepreneur is also an opportunity cost. Why is it an opportunity cost? It's an opportunity cost because you're working here, you can't be there. So you can't be working for yourself and still work for an entrepreneur. That means when you're working for yourself, when you have your own business, the salary you're supposed to earn from your employers, you won't be earning it. That's the opportunity cost. Do we get it? Do you understand the risk and the reward here? The reward is that you have your time for yourself, you make more profit, you decide how to share the profit. The risk involved is that you might lose all your money if the business fails. And also you might not be able to get salary from other employers. Is it clear?